What up, guys? Sorry I'm late. Want to be on here by 7:30. So sorry for not being here by 7:30 like I originally planned. But I'm here. And excited to be here. Excited to talk about some things tonight. So let me just give a few minutes and let some folks get on since I'm a little late. But we have a great discussion tonight. Hold on one second here. Let me just make one quick message out here to some folks. Let them know I'm all the way live tonight. I'm here. So excited about that. And discussion tonight will be what to post and what not to post. Right? As student athletes. What to post and what not to post. That's what we're going to talk about tonight. Right? So let me just put out this one message here. My other side here. And we will get this thing jumping. We will get it jumping. All right. So I'm getting some people signed on. Got you guys on here on my Facebook, my IG, and YouTube going live, right? And what I'm sharing tonight is very important for young student athletes in getting the results that you would like to have, right? So this is going to be some very important insight on what you should be posting to help you with your recruiting and whatnot. So let's get to it. All right. So let me finish doing that, making some posts, sending out messages, letting folks know. Since I got on here a little late, because I usually send out a message prior to that I'm going live. So I didn't get to do that because of a meeting that I was in prior to this, jumping on my live tonight for Wednesday. So I'm glad to be with you all this evening and sharing some great insight for you student athletes on making sure you get the results that you should be getting with your recruiting. And a lot has to do with how you handle your social media, right? A lot has to do with how you handle your social media. So if you don't handle your social media like you should, things can hurt you. It's important nowadays with this social media compared to what it was when I was coming up. Okay. So there's a lot of positives with social media, a lot of great things for social media. And no matter what age you are, there's a lot of great things and opportunities that that you can gain access because of social media today. A lot of great information out there, right? And so you guys need to just make sure Parents, make sure you're listening. Make sure you're sharing, talking to your youths, or your youth. There's one thing that I have realized, and I'll talk about it and I'll share it, but is um, it gets to a point where our kids, not that they necessarily stop listening to us as parents, um, but you need to help find them another resource, somebody that's closer um, into their age, whether it be a coach or somebody that can speak into their life that they'll listen to, because they're not going to always listen um, to us as parents. So that's one thing that I did get. I did learn, still learning. Sometimes it can't always be me, the only one speaking into my kids' lives, especially now they're young adults. They're adults, got their own families and things like that. But they do ask for advice. But tonight we're going to talk about what to post and what not to post. And what I mean by that, there are some things that you want to post out there, and there's some things you don't want to post. And I'm strictly talking about how you see some of the athletes, no matter what sport, it doesn't matter. They'll post like they got offered by a school, right? And sometimes we know these offers may not be as solid as we think they are. I shared an article on my Facebook with Big County Preps, which is a great um, um, exposure camps. Big County Preps. I can't remember the gentleman's name that started that, but back home in the Tampa Bay area, um, just like Coach Derek Tatum does it in the Georgia area. It's exposure camps. Those things are good. you know. And I shared an article that he had on Michael Penix's um, mom, talking about how things change with his recruiting when he had committed to the University of Tennessee Volunteers. And then, but the head coach got fired, and then the athletic director got fired. Then they hired a new athletic director, and they said they were still on board with him having his, and honoring his scholarship. Um, the new head coach came, and he said the same thing, all things sounding good, but she knew in the back of her mind she needed to make sure that, you know, her son, Michael Penix, who was just in the national championship game, understood that they need to keep their ear to the ground, because we got to know what's really going on with who's going to be the new head coach and all these other things, and who's going to be the new OC, and if they're still going to honor his scholarship. And like I said, in one of my messages I just recently did, do recruiters lie? Yep, and we know they do. And I share it because, hey, they're trying to feed their families, they're trying to keep their job, they're trying to take care of business, and some of them will fold to the pressure of all those things, right or wrong. Be it right or wrong, recruiters are going to lie, or recruiters can change their mind. Not necessarily that they lied about an offer. Some things may change or whatever, and so some of you kids may post that, hey, I got this offer from so and so and so and so, and that's great. But the thing that you have to be careful about is when you're posting things like that, you have to be careful that, hey, if I feel like I'm a top level athlete, male or female, whatever sport, doesn't matter. I feel like I should be highly recruited. I'm one of the best in the country. And you started out young and you went to these exposure camps and you always was one of the top ones and whatnot, maybe, or you're in the mix, whatever the case. And you're posting, hey, I was offered by such and such Division II school or FCS school. Well, you better not post that if you feel you're a top level Division I athlete. Don't post that you got an offer from a Division II school, or that you got an offer from some NAIA school or an FCS school. Now, it may depend on the FCS school, depending upon whether they're one of the top FCS schools in the nation. That could depend. But if you're thinking that you're a Power 5, or if you're a kid that You're getting top FCS, maybe not top Division I schools, but you're getting some top FCS school attention, exposure. You're getting emails, you're getting calls, you're getting followed by some of these coaches, right? And you're posting that you got an offer from a lower level school. Don't post that. That's not a good post to put out if you feel like you're a higher level athlete and you are getting some sort of exposure or attention. Because what's going to happen, here's why you don't want to post that. What's going to happen is that higher level school may start thinking like, oh, well, maybe this kid is not confident enough that he can play it or she can play at this level. Because what I'm seeing is that they're posting, these lower division schools that they're getting offers from. I haven't seen them post anything about a top level Division I school or top level FCS school, and so then they're going to start thinking, well, maybe this young lady or this young man is not as good as they're seeming to be, because remember what I said. Now all these coaches, they go to clinics, they know each other, a lot of them, they've had some crossings with each other. They go to their coaching conferences and they talk because they're in competition to try to sign you young men and young ladies. They're in competition with each other. It's a good healthy competition. They're trying to get some of the best players to come to their institution over their buddy down the street or in the next state. We saw it get heated with Nick Saban and Jimbo Fisher when Jimbo Fisher went to Texas A&M and had their press conference and Jimbo coached with Nick Saban. They were buddies. I don't know if they, maybe they kissed and made up by now. But or it's just a competition between coaches, and sometimes it can get heated when coaches say things about each other or whatever, or take a jab at the other coach. And sometimes some coaches can't handle the heat. Like I said, get out of the kitchen if you can't handle the heat, right? So you have to be careful that you don't post things like, if I'm a Division I kid, I'm not posting anything about a Division II school offer. What you should do, and the only thing that you should do, so you don't tear down any bridges with that school, even if it's a lower level school, you always make sure you DM that coach and thank them for the offer. But don't post it on your timeline. Don't put it out there as a post for all to see that, oh man, why are they so hyped? And I might think, oh man, 1 minute you're saying, you're this type of athlete. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with you. If you don't want to go Division I or whatever, that's great. But if you're an athlete and you're getting some attention, if I'm a Division II kid getting a lot of attention from Division II schools and some FCS schools, I'm not posting that I got an offer from an NAIA school or a Division III school. Because they're going to talk to each other when they see each other. These coaches, they're in competition with each other. But when they see each other, they're going to talk. And then they're going to start thinking like, okay, well, maybe this kid is not that good of a prospect for us because they're posting offers that they've received offers from lower level division schools, and sometimes you got to be careful. Like I said too, some of these offers may not be as solid as you think they are. Some of them are solid because you're that young lady that's a straight baller, or you're that young man that's a straight baller, and so some of those offers that you are getting are legit, and that's great, and so but definitely you have to be careful. You got to be mindful. There's competition. You got to be strategic to get the results that you want to receive. And in order to get the results you want to receive, you have to be strategic. You have to be smart. You have to be wise. That's why I said utilizing my service like Coach Smith when I give out this, when I finish up putting out this organizing everything for my 10-week digital course to help student athletes and parents know how to navigate through this. These are the things that we're going to be talking about. These are some of the lessons that's going to help you get the results that you desire in getting some offers. Whether you're a Division I kid and you want some multiple offers, because you need to know at an early age. That's why I tell you, you have to start doing these things, mom and dad, for your student athlete, for your young lady and your young man that's that you see have promise, right? There were some things that I did for my son he has no idea when he was in high school, in contacting and helping him get exposure. And there's things I taught him, and there's things he learned and picked up on, right? Um, and so, you know, just like me doing some of these videos that I do, because my son and his wife, my daughter-in-law, the real Kim, KYM, the real Kim, KYM, she's off the chain content creator. My son has blown up. Of course, he's an NFL athlete and he's going to have some traction to work with. But they have taught me some things about what I need to do to better help me grow my audience, because what they, like he shared with me, Dad, what you're doing is important. It's good information. But they schooled me on some things about how to use this platform, viral platform. And you guys need to, hear and understand this. So be sure you follow the real Kim, KYM, and my son, Jay Smith Jr. Um, and see what I'm talking about. And I'm going to have him on. I'm going to have Lucas Dennis, his roommate in college at Boston College, um, who I had a lot of involvement with helping him get back into the league, because he was a hard-working, dedicated young man, and because of his hard work, and because he also listened to some of the things that I shared with him, strategies that I shared with him, and even confirmed to him, even when he um, wasn't sure about some things, but I came along and confirmed some of those things to him. I kept reaching out to him because I knew he should have been in the league playing, because I knew he was good enough to be in the NFL to play. He played top level football in the ACC, Power Five, safety and corner. And so the Atlanta Falcons, is getting them a great young man, well represented young man to help improve that defensive backfield. Hopefully he spent most of all the season this year, after going through indoor football league and XFL, and then getting his opportunity to get with the Atlanta Falcons this season. They wanted to make sure he was, because he missed a year and a half of being out of the league, right? He missed about a year and a half. So some things that I shared with him that I knew he needed to be doing. Okay. And I'm thankful to God that I was able to be there for him, and help him out with that. And I'm gonna get him on here as well to share his story. Just like I said, I will with my son about their recruiting, right? Their ideas. Okay. But you have to be strategic, young ladies and young men, about your recruiting strategy. Okay. And that's why parents, you saw my video today about investing in your kids. I did training, one-on-one training with some kids. I'll be able to help tell you with my 10-week digital course that's going to get released here early this year, and we're going to get you folks in on this, so you can know how your student athlete should be training, male or female, what they should be doing, to make sure that they're, eating healthy, that they're working out properly, that they're lifting weights properly, that they're doing all the things that they need to do, right? It's all these little things that you need to do, okay? And then, because my ultimate goal is to get anywhere from 500 plus student athletes this year in whatever sport they're playing, doesn't matter to me, male or female, and get you guys some scholarship opportunities. But for you middle school kids, we got to get you going early in this process. That's where it starts. I knew my son was young out the gate that he had the ability. Both of my sons, I knew they had the ability. But my oldest son was the one that, bit that bullet and loved sports just as much as I did, and wanted to, pursue an opportunity playing sports. And it worked out for him. And it was because of these things I'm sharing with you. There are times where I told him, man, don't post that because you got an offer from such and such FCS school. If you're a kid that got, I don't care if you have a few teams looking at you at the top Division I level, because part of your strategy should be, when you email other teams that you are interested in, you always put that bait out there and let them know, hey, I've been contacted by such and such. There's strategies to this. and you've been to camp at these different places, or these teams are going to start reaching out to you because they're going to see, man, this kid's been here since he was in sixth, seventh, eighth grade, and look how he's developed. Look how he's or she's progressed. Look at her shot. Look at her swing. You know, has gotten better. She's got a lot more power in that swing. Now that she's in high school, and we've seen her for years, stepping up. You know, Look at the footwork of that young lady on the lacrosse field, right? Look at the footwork of that young man on the soccer field, okay? Because we've seen them for years. Some of the same schools might see it, but you're going to, of course, go to new schools as well. But you're going to be able to put down, right, that you've been contacted by these schools. So when you email your position coach or the recruiting coordinator, you're going to legitimately be able to say, hey, coach, these I'm receiving letters. I get, I've been contacted by this school, that school, this school, that school. And like I said, when these guys talk, and when these male or female coaches, when they talk, they're going to see and know, yeah, this kid has been contacted. Oh, because they're going to talk to each other. And so you got to be able to have your strategy in there to get your activity going. Okay. But don't post, if your kid is getting some legitimate Division I attention, don't post anything about any other school at a lower level, right? And if you're a Division I AA or FCS, we call it now, in Division II prospect, don't post anything about an NAIA or Division III school. Don't do that offer that you may have received, because it's going to be guaranteed for most of you guys that and young ladies, when you get some attention with some of the bigger schools, it's a no-brainer that the D2 schools and the FCS schools are going to be interested in you. Pretty much every FCS school that came through, my oldest son was playing quarterback, offered my son. Now some of them just did it because they just wanted me to know as his dad. Because like I said, I was a coach, so I got firsthand conversation a lot of times with them myself. And of course they always pulled my son to the side and spoke to him and said, hey, we know you're going to have higher level talent. And when they came and saw him play, they're like, it's obvious. But hey, if something don't work out, you can come to Warford. You can come to Appalachian State. You got an offer at Coastal Carolina. That was always that's a no-brainer. Those schools are always going to be there if you decide to go a different route, because maybe you feel like, hey, maybe I'll play sooner if I go to Appalachian State, as opposed to, if you don't have a major Power 5 offers, and you may feel like, oh, hey, because you watch collegiate sports, hey man, it looks pretty good over here if I go to Elon, right? Or if I go to North Carolina Central, or if I go to FAMU, those kind of things, and play Ohio, you just never know. Hey, I don't know what your offers are going to be like, but I know you can get offers, and you have to be strategic. You have to be strategic in how you play this game, because college sports is business, and you guys got to understand that more now than ever about what college sports is all about. So that's kind of pretty much basically what I want to just share tonight is what to post and what not to post. That is the question. And I just gave you the answers. Be strategic. All right. And when you've done those things, like I said, parents, you've gotten your kids going in these camps, whether they're exposure camps in Georgia with Coach Tatum, or you're in Florida with Big County Preps in the Tampa Bay area, which are some, hey, I follow these guys. They're doing some similar things like I'm doing, but they do camps. I used to do camps years ago, but I'm telling you right now, I'm dropping right now on you with elite football with Derek Tatum. The brother's awesome. And you need to be trying to get to his camp in Georgia. Look up Big County Preps in Tampa Bay area. You need to be trying to get to his exposure camp in Florida. And sometimes your kids got to go to other states. Don't just stay in Florida, go to Georgia, right? Don't just stay in Georgia, go to Florida. Okay. and go to Texas if there's some things in Texas. And I know a lot of you guys play, seven on seven football. Hey, thanks for joining me, Free Funk. Appreciate you. Just talking about to student athletes, male and female student athletes, when they start getting these offers, be careful of what to post and what not to post. That's what I've been sharing this evening, giving answers on that. And I'm telling you, if you get with me in my 10-week program, when I kick this thing off, you're going to get all the answers you need. And I don't care what sport you play, it's going to be about how you should be training, how you should be eating, how you need to be giving your body rest, all the different things if you're trying to get to that next level, and some of you guys are going to get to that next level. And I'm talking college sports. Hey, the opportunity with pro and next level, that's just icing on the cake. But I'm mainly talking about how to get your education, your supplement your education so it's not so expensive on your parents, because college is expensive. And so if you have a talent to be a cheerleader, I don't care if you have talent to be a lacrosse player, field hockey, or rowing, track and field, football, basketball, male or female, let's get this thing started. You have to get it started by middle school, okay? And then and we're rolling downhill when you get to high school. But you need to get with me and Love the Game 24/7 in our 10-week digital course that's going to be released here soon to help walk you through every aspect about the recruiting process and help you strategize. Like I said, just the topic I'm talking about tonight, what to post and what not to post. Okay. That's very important. You got to be very strategic in that, so don't post a Division II offer when you're a Division I kid. DM, like I said, DM the coach and thank them for that, because you should respond to the coach, to the recruiter who gave you that offer, whether it's a hard offer or not. Doesn't matter. And then now you can say, when you send emails out to continue to, build relationship with different recruiters at different levels, you can now put in your email of all the schools who've made contact with you, whether they gave you an offer or not. Because anytime you can say somebody responded to you, okay, you receive some feedback mail from a school, whether it's Division I, whatever it is. Now you can put in, when you want to send a message to a coach and say, hey, coach, this may be your initial time reaching out to a new college that has come up on your radar that you may be interested in attending, and even sending back some repeat messages to some coaches that you've already been in contact with, and say, hey, I just want to reach out. I'm getting offers, and I've been in contact with this school and that school, and getting some interest, and they want me to come to camp, and I want to get your camp information, and see what the opportunities look like as far as coming to your camp, this summer. So you can have that, notch that in your belt now that you had some contact, you've gotten some feedback. But don't post anything about when you're a Division I kid and you're posting Division II offers. Don't do that. Or you're a FCS Division II kid and you're posting NAIA and Division III offers. Don't do that. Because these, like I said, these coaches talk, they compete with each other and trying to get the best athletes, at their, institution for their sport, male or female, doesn't matter what sport. But you got to be sure that you're very strategic, and parents, you got to be involved. Be sure. I watch and monitor my son's social media, and I would be on him and it's like, man, take that down. You're a Division I kid. Don't post nothing about no Division II offer. Or FCS offer. No, I don't do that. Like I said, these coaches might start thinking like, oh, they're not either you don't feel like you qualified, or they're like, oh, okay, well, maybe we got the wrong person. Maybe we got the wrong young lady. We thought they were, top level Division I. We thought they wanted to play at this level, but we see them posting things about offers from lower division levels. Just send those people a DM and thank them. Okay. So I hope you're getting this and that you're understanding that these are some keys, or this is a key to help you get the yeses and start getting you some offers, right? And like I said, the 10-week course is coming, right? I'm working on it. It's coming, and it's coming soon. I'm, finishing up some things, and I'm working with putting together my team on launching this. But I'm going to walk you through exactly things that you need to do, things that you need to be aware of. Like I said, it's a different environment today with NIL and the transfer portal going the way that it's going, and hopefully the NCAA will get some of this stuff worked out to where it makes sense, and that some students learn the importance of going to college, and not just becoming an influencer on social media. Because some student athletes, the reason why you post some of these things about offers you get, because you like the idea. Are you really that? Are you really that? Are you really him? Are you really her? Or are you just happy to get an offer no matter what it is? No, no, no. You can't just be happy about getting an offer at whatever level. No, no. If I got a goal to be Division 1, I know I have that type of ability. I'm going for it for that. Now I know some people have to be realistic, and if you're doing some of these things that I'm telling you to do, and most of your offers are FCS or Division 2, there's nothing wrong with that, because some of you all might need a year or two of development at a lower level, and then you can move up later, after some time. I appreciate it, Free Funk. Definitely, man. Appreciate your support. Get the word out. Thanks for, joining me and everything, but I'm trying to help, as many of you young student athletes and your parents have some financial freedom in their wallet, in their pocket, and because you all deserve knowing and learning how to do this, and if it's an investment that you need, monetary investment with Coach Smith that you need to make, yes, let's do it, because I'm gonna give you you're gonna get the results. You're gonna get some results, no doubt, no doubt. If you got any kind of ability, you know, that can play college at Division 1, Division 2, and FCS level, we're gonna get you. We're gonna get you and show you how to do this, how to be strategic to get that into exposure and that attention, right? But you gotta do it. Like I said, I monitor my son's social media and make sure he made the mistake sometime. Like, man, take that post down. Just like I listen to him now, and my daughter-in-law about how to grow my audience in this. Because I know this is important information. Everybody is not aware. Even as I shared with you, I read the article with Big Counter Preps on Michael Penix's mom talking about how she was an athlete, track athlete, scholarship athlete. His father was a football scholarship athlete. So they knew and had some information about the recruiting process. But there were some things that I could have helped them with. They got through it because Michael was a stud athlete, great quarterback, and he's going to be playing on Sundays. But she shared in their article about how when his offer was pulled from Tennessee, you know, that she was a little concerned because, like she had stated in her article, recruiting is different today than it was when we were coming up, right? So it was new. Some of this stuff was new to them. My son was a quarterback just like him, so I had already been through it several years before they did, right? So that means I should have been doing Love the Game 24/7 a long time ago, right? I should have been doing that. But now I got a lot of things ironed out. I've gotten some coaching. I've gotten some part of a content creator community as we're helping each other build their brand and what their um, product that they have, a legitimate product that they have to help people with what they enjoy and love. I love sports. I love working with young people. As I've said, I'm not only going to talk to you about sports, I can talk to you about the financial aid piece because I have 25 years experience in the financial aid and knowing what you need to do and what college costs. So I'm bringing not just my football acumen with football and track and field in the recruiting. I'm also bringing the financial aid piece, to help people understand why it's important for you. I'm not push and beat your student athlete up because it has to be something they want to do. Your son or daughter, student athlete wants to do. It has to be their dream. My son's opportunity, it wasn't my dream. It's his dream. I've always felt that way, and I've always asked him, "Hey, is this something you want to do? If it's something you want to do, hey, I'm here to help you. And if I don't know what to do, I'm willing to, pay money for it." Like he had a quarterback coach that every session was like $100 and something a session every time he went out there, and it was something like he did every week, you know. And I made the sacrifice to invest in my son, invest in my kids, both of my sons, whatever they want to do, you know. But we're talking about sports, and so I can only reference my oldest son for the most part with this. But I did invest in both of them in sports until the one, my youngest, decided he wanted to go a different route, which I invested in him in other things that he was interested in outside of sports, his music, you know, drumming lessons. I paid for drumming lessons. Me and my wife, we did that. Paid for a private school where I coached for both of them to go, you know, and that was expensive, but it was worth the investment when they got a scholarship that paid for their education and saved me hundreds of thousands of dollars for their education, right? Because of their um, skill and talent. And so I'm going to pass on this knowledge with this 10-week digital course with Love the Game 24/7 to help you student athletes and parents understand how to navigate through this and and enjoy it. You know, I enjoyed sitting back on Saturdays and going to watch college sports and watching my son play, scoring touchdowns against my favorite team, the Hurricanes. You know, man, do you know how sweet that is to be able to see that, you know? And I'm sure some of you parents are looking forward to that. But it wasn't my dream. I was enjoying living his dream, you know. So he made it his dream. I was just glad to be a part of it and thankful to be his parent, to be able to have the knowledge and wherewithal on how to help him get his opportunity, you know, and have that blessing. Thank God that I was, you know, for the experience, even though it was not as good as his experience, but because of those rough experiences that I had and not having a coach to teach us this stuff or give us this information, I was able to help him as well as many others, you know, not have to go through um, like my situation. And I don't want any other you guys out there, you know, in the audience. So be sure you follow me on YouTube and subscribe, right? Or subscribe to me on YouTube. Follow me on IG, right? You can follow me on Facebook. Get your parents to follow me on Facebook, okay? Because I know most of the older community, you know, are Facebook folks, which is good. But hey, some of us are on YouTube, and some of us are on IG, and you know, a lot of us are on TikTok as well. So follow Love the Game 24/7, you know, on all those social media platforms, and you can get to it through Linktree, right? Be sure if you want to know more about what Love the Game 24/7 is all about and Coach Smith, please go to Linktree, click on the link for the free ebook, watch the YouTube video about the 6-step method driven, my acronym driven, so you'll understand what it's all about. And let me get your email. So when it's time, when I release this 10-week digital course to help walk you guys through personally, okay, I'm telling you personally, okay, so do all those steps. Follow that. Follow this instruction that I'm giving you because I know I've been blessed to have the answers. And when I don't have the answers, I have contacts. I have connections that I can get answers. Right. So that's what I've always told people, even as I work as an administrator, college administrator, you know, in financial aid as assistant director, I always tell people, you know, in financial aid, we help make dreams come true. Love the Game 24/7. Want to help make your dream come true. Right. That's what I'm here for, you know. And sometimes you got to make a monetary investment that's going to be worth it, you know. And you're going to get personal time with me. You know, each person who signs up will get an hour of a Zoom to sit down with Coach Smith and anybody else that's involved with me. GMB management that represents my son that I'm in partnership with. So you're gonna get all the resources. You're gonna get all the information and things that help your student athlete, mom and dad, and you young ladies and young men that out there that want to have the dream of playing at the next level, right? We have the information. Thank you, Ginger. Appreciate you, my sister. Um, appreciate you. But you need to get the word out, right? Because I've been through this, right? I know exactly how some of you all are feeling who feel like you're not getting the love. I know it. I know how it feels, right? And some of you just don't have some information or just don't have the information on how to strategize and make it happen and that's cool, but no more. There's too much, information out here. Before you go pro, another good buddy of mine out west, he's another good resource as well, to check out and watch his videos. But like I said, we're going to have people on, we're going to have guests as well. But that 10-week course, you're going to get the answers, right? You're going to get the strategies. Okay. You're going to get a one-on-one for an hour with me. You're going to have the opportunity to have your video reviewed. And I got another good friend of mine is one of the top volleyball minds and talents and coaches back home in Florida, and Dexter Rogers. I'm gonna get him on and talk about volleyball. I'm gonna snatch him up, you know. And so there's gonna be a lot of opportunities as we go through this 10-week course, and some surprise guests and different things of that nature. I'm gonna be reaching out to and getting with them and setting up some time on a night like this. Usually on Tuesday and Wednesdays doing this, and I usually let you guys know, but every Saturday at 11:30 Eastern time, you get Coach Smith in the topic. And so, like I said, the topic tonight was what to post and what not to post. So I just wanted to be sure that I shared that. And I just got a couple more minutes. I don't want to take up a whole lot of time, but I just hope that this was helpful to you. I hope this information you take and share it. Let them know where you got it from. Share, my handle with those folks that out there that have a young man or a young lady that loves sports and need some direction. And some of you parents need direction. Like I said, I had to learn that my son didn't always want to hear from dad. And I had to humble myself, right? I had to humble myself. I'm still involved, but people that I trusted to speak into their lives that I know were on the same page as I was. And so I learned that, it's not easy. I know it's tough, but sometimes as they get older, I'm at the point now I'm older because of this social media and how to do this. Like I said, I'm listening to my daughter-in-law and my son because they know what they're talking about. They're very successful. So I want to go ahead and start winding it down, but I appreciate you all, who joined me tonight. Get the word out there. Go to my link tree. Love the Game 24/7, right? Click on that ebook, that free ebook, so you can learn about what Love the Game 24/7 and Coach Smith are all about. Okay, click on that link. I'll get your email, and when I release this for that 40 to 50% discount information I'm going to release, be ready for it because it's only going to last, and it's going to be only for. I'm only going to have so many people, and I'm gonna have to probably close that door to where I can, only have so many people because I want to be sure that I give you the attention you deserve, And so if I have to shut it down, and because I'm getting a lot of interest right now, and so I want to be able to give you the attention, and then if I have to start up another one again, I'll do it. But I don't want to do, like I said, my goal is to get about 500 plus student athletes scholarships, right? That's my goal. That's my goal this year. I don't know if it'll happen or not, but that's what I'm shooting for, right? And I don't care where you are in the country, let's get it done. All right. So I appreciate you joining me tonight. Have a good evening, and until Saturday, 11:30 Eastern time. Love the Game 24/7 on IG and YouTube, right? And Facebook. So let's have the discussion, and look forward to seeing you guys again. But I'm excited, man, about this digital course, though. I'm really excited to help, clarify and clear up a lot of stuff for people, a lot of student athletes, encourage you guys, to have confidence and courage, right? That's the word for 2024 and doing more. Courage. Okay. And it's not always going to be comfortable. And if your dream doesn't scare you a little bit, then it ain't big enough. So dream big, because it should scare you. That's when you know it's real. Okay. All right, guys. Have a blessed night until Saturday, 11:30 Eastern time.